Live, local, late breaking. This is WDSU News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to WDSU's Summer Intern broadcast. I'm Brianne Bazat.
And I'm Erin Calderera. Tonight we will be highlighting the top stories from over the course of our internship.
Immigration has been a hot topic this summer. The separation of families at the border became a major controversy, causing many to demand change. Many across the nation became outraged when images showed a facility of children being fenced in with others. The children are seen sleeping on tinfoil blankets, crying for loved ones, or changing an infant's diaper. It has not only become a shock to the public, but lawmakers as well.
It's a disturbing picture. There are children by themselves. I saw a 6-month-old baby, little girls, little boys. There are mothers with their babies.
It's not a law, it's a policy that has been altered over the years of different administrations. However, the policy has been intensified since the Trump administration.
There's never been a previous administration that's dictated that each and every individual that crosses the border gets a criminal offense and has their children ripped from their arms. That's not necessary. No other administration has ever deemed it to be appropriate. It's a policy that must come to an end.
On June 20th, President Donald Trump did sign an executive order to stop the separation of families at the border. Now families will be detained together. However, he's still planning on having strict immigration policies.
Child smugglers exploit the loopholes and they gain illegal entry into the United States, putting countless children in danger on the perilous trek.
But on June 24th, he tweeted, "When somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came." It is still unclear of how many families have been separated, but so far the reported number is over 2,000.
Right now, Southeast Louisiana families are being encouraged to take precautions against mosquitoes after West Nile was found in 5 parishes. Take a look at this map. St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, St. John the Baptist, East Baton Rouge, and Orleans parishes. West Nile is transmitted through mosquito bites. State health officials say there have been no human cases of the virus, but are urging residents to take precautions this summer, like removing standing water from around your home.
At least weekly, look around your yard, empty containers that might be holding water. And if you have things in your yard like clutter and trash and debris, to really reduce those.
You're also encouraged to use bug spray with DEET when going outside. Also consider wearing long sleeve clothing at night and avoid wearing perfumes and colognes outdoors.
Louisiana has moved to a more solid financial footing after passing a 7-year sales tax renewal. The income will help in repeated cycles of budget gaps.
After these special sessions this year, Governor John Bel Edwards and lawmakers renewed a 0.45% of an expiring 1% state sales tax to avert deep cuts until mid-2025. New sales tax rate took effect on July 1st. For consumers, this means a slight savings in the checkout line. Education seems to be on the chopping block year after year, but what are children worth? I've spent the last 2 months researching the amount of money spent here in Louisiana on education and discovered fiscal reports used to help plan the upcoming school budgets have not been prepared.
In the long run, it's going to affect every teacher, every school, because if something's not prepared, then it's not going to be implemented. Everything changes year by year, and so you need it updated all the time.
Normally by now, the Louisiana Department of Education has released its annual report on school expenditures. But months behind schedule, we're still waiting on the report that could impact how teachers like Lisa Hood plan for the upcoming school year.
Through this school, we're very fortunate that I really don't have to question that. Everything we have at our fingertips.
But we're told some school districts use the report to help them make plans or decisions for the future. The Department of Education's Chief Financial Officer, Beth Ciano, assured the late reports will not hurt the upcoming year's budget plans.
No, I don't believe it does. Everybody has their individual methodology of what they look at in order to prepare their budget. Those decisions are best made at a district level.
As preparations for the upcoming school year are underway, here at Hines Elementary School, it's all about the students and their needs.
It's a constant motion. And I get to watch children learn, and that's a great thing. As a teacher, that's what you want to see.
The Department of Education is planning to release the report by the end of the summer.
Governor John Bell Edwards signed a proposal to let students wear bulletproof bags on school property or on school buses. The bags are meant to protect students if a shooter is on campus. This proposal stemmed from the February shooting at Florida High School, where 17 people were killed. The backpack measure was one of 24 gun bills filed this year. While Democrats proposed gun restrictions, Republicans advocated for loosening firearm rules. Most of the measures were unsuccessful. The bulletproof backpacks can typically cost up to $200 a piece.
Taking a live look outside at the Superdome, where the 2018 Essence Festival is underway. Dozens of artists will hit the stage over the 3-day concert series, attracting tens of thousands of people to New Orleans. But that may not be the only thing tourists see while here in the Big Easy. The city's rat population has taken center stage after a video went viral of a pack of rats looking for dinner. Intern Allie McBride joins us from the French Quarter with the video that has people talking.
Yes, here in a local French Quarter restaurant, rats were caught on camera, crawling on countertops and leaping over bar stools and plates.
That's disgusting. So this is an establishment where people eat food?
Corey Scipio, who is a chef here in the French Quarter, says this video does not shock him. The chef for many years, along with many others, wonder what is the holdup on fixing the problem.
It's been this way for years and years and years. Like, they should have exterminators come in and take care of the rodent problem, take care of the bug infestations and stuff like that.
French Quarter restaurant left a sign on the door saying closed for repairs. However, this is not just a one restaurant problem. It is a problem that needs to be addressed throughout the city. The restaurant does not feel like all the attention should be placed on them. In a statement, they said, quote, "The problem isn't about how to deal with them in the restaurant. It is how to deal with them in the French Quarter and the entire city. This is a problem every business near the Mississippi River fights daily, and we spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to combat the problem."
If it's an issue all around the French Quarter, then yes, it should be addressed by the city.
Louisiana Department of Health says rats are not something new here in the French Quarter, and that during a March 2018 inspection, rats were not a problem at this local restaurant. But because of the viral video, they will have to take another look. Reporting in the French Quarter, this is Allie McBride, WDSU News.
The city is taking matters into their own hands on fixing the rodent problem here in the French Quarter. Following the viral video, the director of the Mosquito and Termite and Rodent Control Board says her department plans on ramping up baiting in every French Quarter storm drain for the rats. The streets focused on are Bourbon, Decatur, and Canal Street. Property owners are encouraged to pest-proof their buildings. The city is doing their part in fixing the issue, but French Quarter businesses have to make sure they are doing their part as well.
And it's official, the Super Bowl is coming back to New Orleans in 2024. This will be the Superdome's 8th time holding the event. The last time New Orleans hosted the Super Bowl was back in 2013, and it was remembered for the power outage following Beyoncé's halftime performance. The outage resulted in a 34-minute delay. However, officials say the Dome has been upgraded and ready for the big game day and the publicity and finances it will bring.
It has two impacts. Number one, it's phenomenal for your brand for the 11th time, because we're an international tourism city, and having the biggest event on the biggest stage on earth is critical. But from a pure economic point of view, you're looking at a $350 to $400 million impact. Incredible impact on wages and tips for the 100,000 hospitality workers.
Once again, the Super Bowl will take place on February 24th, just days before Fat Tuesday in 2024.
And who knows, maybe the Saints could be there in 2024. Merlin George has been following the team this summer and joins us now with a look at their top headlines.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Merlin George, and I'm here to talk about all things black and gold. Two key members of the 2009 Super Bowl championship team have been rewarded for their contributions to the team. Former running back Pierre Thomas and former wide receiver Lance Moore are the newest members of the Saints Hall of Fame, both of whom went undrafted, were considered long shots to make an NFL roster. Now, they both have attained one of the Saints' highest individual honors.
I knew to myself that I was going to make this team. But what really touched me so much was how the people of New Orleans, the Who Dat Nation, rooted for me.
It's even more cool for me to go in with a guy like Pierre, who I would say was my best friend on the team while I was here. Don't know if everybody knows that, but Pierre and I sat next to each other from day one. And when he came in 2007, him and I, our lockers were next to each other. So it's really cool to go in with somebody that isn't just a former teammate. You know, Pierre is my brother.
With training camp right around the corner, fans are wondering how good can this black and gold team be in 2018. Mike Triplett of ESPN believes they can be very special.
They are the most balanced of all these teams in the Saints era. Whereas if their passing game's having a bad day, they can lean on their run game. If their offense is having a bad day, they can lean on their defense. If their defense is having a bad day, they can outscore an opponent. And I don't ever remember a Saints team that was quite that balanced that I think they could win with all three of those facets. That was true last year too, but maybe even more so now.
The Saints have added depth to an already improved defense that was a tackle away from appearing in the NFC Championship game. Those additions include linebacker Demario Davis, who has spent the past 6 seasons with the New York Jets and is coming off his best season in which he totaled 135 tackles, 13 for a loss, 5 sacks, and 15 quarterback hits. Cornerback Patrick Robinson, whom the Saints drafted out of Florida State in 2010. Robinson won a Super Bowl ring last season with the Philadelphia Eagles. In one season with the Eagles, he started 8 games and had 4 picks and 18 passes defensed. And defensive end Marcus Davenport, who is the Saints' first-round draft pick out of the University of Texas at San Antonio. He is expected to start opposite of Pro Bowl defensive end Cameron Jordan. The Saints are hopeful that by adding these players to an already Super Bowl talent team, they will be even better this season. I'm Marilyn George, and that's your Saints Headlines.
If you're a high school student and are interested in politics and real-world issues, then a Model UN conference might just be perfect for you.
That's right, and we've got a conference coming to New Orleans, giving our local youth an opportunity to practice the skills they need to become future leaders. Here's Melody Haskell with more details.
Imagine this, tackling world problems like world hunger or global warming, representing different world leaders. This is Model United Nations, an event where you can find your voice and solve world issues. This November, Tulane University will be hosting Louisiana's only high school Model UN conference. This event challenges youth to work together to find solutions to fictional UN situations, like how to respond and deter terrorist attacks like 9/11. Tulane's Model UN team is hitting the streets this month, fundraising to reduce the cost for local New Orleans high schools. They find this team-building event to have positively impacted their lives and want to share this organization with all.
I think New Orleans public school students especially deserve to have an opportunity to feel what it's like to be a leader. And this is an opportunity to afford them with a chance to not have to be the loudest person in the room in order to be heard and to know what it feels like to be a leader.
By attending, students will gain such skills as public speaking, problem solving, and cooperating with others who have different interests and opinions. And this is where you come in. Tulane students are hosting a series of fundraisers at area restaurants this month. The dates are listed on your screen right now. All you have to do is buy your dinner on the select dates, and the eateries will donate a portion of the proceeds to fund the scholarships. For a second look at those dates and to learn more about the Model UN Conference, go to wavemun.com.
And continuing with the local impact on youth, Kamani Hamilton joins us with an uplifting story on the power of music.
That's right, Erin. Renowned New Orleans musician David Baptiste and the 21st Century program are using the power of music to empower New Orleans youth.
In an effort to give back to the community, David Baptiste and the 21st Century program are using music as a tool of inspiration.
We started off with the Baptiste Cultural Arts Academy.
which happens to be me, Dr. Baptiste Cultural Arts. Wherever I go, that's Dr. Baptiste Cultural Arts Academy.
At this camp, students are being taught more than just how to sing.
They learn about what makes that microphone work, how you can get the tone to your voice, how you get treble, mid-range, bottom, the bass, and stuff like that. How you can get the best quality out of your voice.
For some students, Mr. Baptiste has been more than a vocal coach.
Just he always made us like get out our comfort zone and just do what we he put us and he worked with us and he helped us a lot.
It is through putting in time and effort that Mr. Baptiste students have received unimaginable opportunities.
He really pushed us to do stuff, and I'm grateful for that because I would never be having the opportunities that I did now with him.
I am Kimani Hamilton for WDSU News.
At the camp, students are being invited to sing for special events, and in fact, 2 members were able to sing for Michelle Obama for the last kids event that was held at the White House.
And the show must go on.
Check out this viral video of a dad that really knows how to multitask. This 2-year-old ballerina had a little stage fright during her dance recital, but her dad literally stepped in to help, all while carrying a baby in his arms. And you know what he's doing? A pretty good job.
Honestly, look at him. He's even pointing his toes correctly.
All he needs is a tutu, I'm telling you.
That's absolutely true. I love that. I love that video. It's one of my favorites. I mean, like, honestly, this has been one of my favorite things to do this summer, just being able to hang out with y'all, and I'm just really grateful that I was able to do it with all of you guys.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
it was awesome. Absolutely.
It's ending too soon.
That does it for our 2018 Summer Intern Newscast.
You can log on to WDSU.com/interns to find out more information. I'm Brianne Bazette.
And I'm Erin Calderera. Good night.